Howdy do, my little witchlets! It's definitely been a while since I made a video like this. 2019, over 3 years ago. And I think after that year, I wanted to keep it that way. But I'm back, and better than ever. However, today will be different from the other videos, because I want to talk about a show that caught my attention back in 2020 called Bomberman Jetters. The Bomberman Jetters anime was made back in 2002 in a game not too far behind. I actually own the game, but never beaten it, because the fourth boss is just so impossible to defeat. But it's still fun, and I really think more people should know about this anime. When I watched it, I had average expectations. I went in and left feeling nothing but tears. Before I get into the review, I would like to share my points on what makes a show worth watching for me. Story. I like shows with a story I can follow and get invested in, and it doesn't have to be much. Animation. Animation is also a big part in why I will continue to watch a cartoon. Animation has fascinated me my whole life and is how I started drawing in the first place. So seeing different studios in their animation really inspires me. And finally, the characters. I want to feel emotion towards the characters as much as possible. I want to relate to the characters' thoughts or problems. I want to hate a character. The characters can even be the whole reason I keep watching a show. Are they funny? Are they interesting? And of course, are they worth my time? Every time I watch a show, I have these things called respect points where I would give one to the characters if they did something good, like a sticker in kindergarten. Oh, and heavy spoilers, so you have been warned. The Bomberman Jetters anime was created by Takashi Tami and published by this company back in October 2002 and ran until September 2003 and has a total of 52 episodes. A game then came out 2 months after its release in December 2002. So yeah, that didn't really last long, but it takes its time and uses it wisely. The Bomberman franchise is well known for having lackluster and unfinished stories, but this one felt different, and after giving it a watch, I think it deserved more attention. Around this time were other shows such as Mario, Sonic, and Kirby all had dubs but Bomberman. And for good reason. Like, this show gets dark. So dark, it caught me completely off guard. What also caught me completely off guard were the characters. I had thought, knowing Bomberman, the characters themselves wouldn't be as interesting and would just stay the same throughout the whole show, but I was completely wrong. Remember when I said the show used its time wisely? I meant it. Every character gets time to shine and grow. The character development is so good, and the story, dare I say, is also good. I felt that the creators had fun and loved the story. The voice acting's good, the animation really works for me. It's hard for me to say anything I didn't like about the show. Not to mention, it had me pulling a Matt Pat in episode 3 out of 52, which really doesn't happen. This anime has it all. Action, adventure, dark themes, character development, and a satisfying ending. This is your final warning to check out the show before I spoil the whole thing. Bomberman Jetters is about White Bomberman, or Shiro, and his adventures in a police-like force known as the Jetters, going on missions to retrieve rare unique items from the Hege Hege bandits while searching for his missing brother Mighty, and it acted as a Saturday morning monster of a week kind of show. And on the surface, it looks like a normal kids show, but that only lasts for 13 episodes. In my opinion, the darker tone starts setting in once the elemental bombers appear. I know they're called something else, but I feel like if I say it, I might get demonetized. How these guys worked was that they were created by Mojo using a Bomberman Maker laser, turning already existing beings into these fearsome boss battles for Shiro. So when Shiro defeated them, it wasn't considered murder. They were just turned back into their original state. Sounds harmless, right? That was until he had to face the third of the 4, Grand Bomber. That episode left me traumatized. It started out cute and happy. Grand Bomber and Shiro actually started becoming really good friends. Heck, he even tried to join the Jetters at one point. But that friendship only lasted 2 episodes. Why, you may ask? Because Shiro, a 10-year-old child, was a part in helping Grand in his suicide. I am not joking. Grand Bomber begged Shiro to kill him so he wouldn't have to join the good guys or the bad guys. And that's not even the last time this happens. Yes, the on-screen and heavily implied suicide happens 3 times, Shiro helping with 2 of them. No child should have to go through that. This boy needs therapy. He's only 10. Oh, and remember how I mentioned his brother was missing? Yeah, no, he died after the events of episode 1 and was revealed in episode 23. This is a good time to bring up another character, Max, the real threat of the show. Max straight up tells Shiro to his face that he killed Mighty, and not long after that, he kills Thunder Bomber in front of Shiro. Heck, if Birdie hadn't have saved him, Max would have killed him too. Oh, and Max is a robot, and he's also not the only Max. There are many more, but 2 of them are really only important. Max and Zero, who at first you think is Max, because everyone, including me, thought he was dead until Misty, Mighty's love interest, saves him and wakes him up. Zero is a nicer version of Max. In fact, it's as if he was Mighty, in a way. Well, he is, sort of. I mean, I considered it close enough, but the show didn't, so You see, he has Mighty's memories. You wanna know how he got them? From Mighty. Yeah, so it wasn't Max. It was Zero who killed him, and coded his memories and fighting styles into his hard drive. But not long after, it was halved. His evil half became Max, and the rest was disposed of along with Zero. Oh, and that's not even it. You see, Mighty wasn't murdered at all. Zero committed attempt in murder because he didn't finish the job. Because we see Mighty finishing the job on screen in episode 52. And that is the 3rd suicide. The 2nd is Zero having the main character, 10-year-old Shiro, kill him before Max's code took over Zero's robot body. All of which happens on screen. Like, what the heck? I came here for harmless fun with immature jokes and forgetful adventures, not something this heavy and dark. It even had me crying at some points, especially at the end. But the amount of shock I was in to find out the one behind everything, Max, Zero, and Mighty, was someone I didn't even suspect would be that big of a character. But I'm not going to talk about him, otherwise I'll just be going on a rant. So I think this is a good time to talk about the characters. The characters are my favorite part of the entire anime. They just have so much life and flavor to them, and every one of them gets their time in the spotlight. And what's best, it doesn't even feel forced. It feels all natural, which is fantastic, and I wish more shows would do that. Remember when I said I gave characters respect points? Almost every character got some, which never happens. Usually I'd only be giving them out to like 2 or 3, but this show changed my perspective on the matter. This show does its characters right, and it's so good. They make it easy to like the characters, which is amazing. And I think every cartoon should have that. The ability to like the characters. So, in conclusion, this show does everything right. It makes me wonder why it's rated 6 out of 10. It's a solid 8 or 9 for me. I know I said a lot already, but there's a lot I didn't mention in order to keep this script short. So even if you got spoiled, you can still be surprised. And I think more people should know about this anime. It definitely deserves a lot more attention. And also, if anyone decides to make a reboot or does like a comic or something, I want in on the project. I have ideas to keep the story the same while changing it enough for a modern audience. Thank you for hearing my insane ramblings about this anime. Now go watch it. It is so worth your time. Bye!